Hey loves, my name is Iphannie and this is the Iphanniebgentle podcast. We have reached 1 year. Today is November 20th. If you guys remember, last November 20th, I launched my podcast and I really wanted to come on and be open and honest with you guys about my feelings, about life, about everything that's been going on in my life and how I help my friends through their difficult times while helping myself through my own difficult times. And today is my 29th birthday. I am 29 years old. It's just crazy to me how I am already 29. Next year I'll be 30 and I will be out of my 20s, and it's so surreal. And so I wanted to come on here today and kind of talk to you guys about what life has been like for the last few weeks and how my life I feel is going to change coming up in the next year. So let's backtrack to what's been going on this year. A lot has been going on. If you guys did not know, I graduated college, first generation, and I graduated with my degree in psychology. And then I decided to take a pause from school, at least in that field, and go back to school so that I can actually get my cosmetology license. Now, I wanted to go to school for cosmetology, one, because I think it goes hand in hand with my business, but also because since my spouse is in the military and traveling and being able to keep a steady job while traveling is hard, like we would be relocating often, I felt like if I had a degree or if I had my cosmetology license, I would be able to utilize my degree no matter where we are because I can always work on base. That's first and foremost. Secondly, it's something that I never thought that I would really have interest in until I started my business. And I was like, I want to get to know more about the beauty industry. One, because it's such a large industry. It's $1 billion industry, like billions of dollars. And I know that I can make a difference within this industry. I was doing it before when I started my YouTube channel, and I wanted to really deep dive into what made me feel comfortable, what made me feel like I was myself again, what made me feel pretty again, especially after having my son. If you guys were not aware, before I had my son, Chandler, I did not wear makeup. I did not wear makeup. The most I would do is get my brows done. That is it. And I didn't wear lashes. I wouldn't even wear lip gloss. It was barely any chapstick. Like, I was very much tomboy, play basketball, run around, play sports, hang out outside type stuff. I was not girly whatsoever. And after I had my son, I felt like that ability to be so versatile, to put on a dress and look cute versus wearing jeans and look cute, like I feel like that was kind of stripped from me because my body was so different. I did not understand how this tiny little human can just drastically change my look, my outlook on the way I felt about my body, and I feel like permanently changing my body. And so I decided to kind of dibble dabble in makeup because I was working at Nordstrom at the time, and a lot of my friends worked at the MAC counter or Lancome counter, and they were like right across from me, and they were like, "You don't wear makeup? Let's see what we can do." And they would try to put makeup on me, or can I do some eyeliner? Can I do some lashes? Can I do this and the other? And I'm like, sure, why not? And slowly but surely I started to fall in love with makeup. And it took me a while to get comfortable enough to be like, let me put myself out there on the internet, learning and teaching others how to do things that I've learned all these years watching people on the internet doing their makeup. And so that's kind of why, after starting my YouTube channel and like doing it and getting progressively better to the point where I'm now comfortable doing or working on other people, that's kind of why I decided to go into the cosmetology field. Plus, it feels good when you can do your own brows, when you can do your own waxes. Like, you ain't got to spend all that coin and pay somebody else to do it. If you want to, you could, but it feels great to be able to do it yourself. Like recently, there was so much stuff that was going on in my life, especially when it comes to finances, and it's just like one thing after another. And you know, my birthday was coming up and I was like, I want to get my nails done. I had my nails done. I only get my nails done once a month. I get gel on my hands and feet. And so because I'm like always doing stuff, I'm like, I don't want to get my nails done every 2 weeks. And then it's like an extra expense every 2 weeks. So I get my nails done once a month. But this time I was like, I just cannot afford right now. It's too much stuff that I have to pay for. I can't afford to get my nails done. I would love to go to my nail girl for her to hook me up, but I can't afford it right now. But I do have the stuff to do it myself. And so I recently, if you're watching the YouTube channel, then you'll be able to see, showing you guys my nails. I did some red French tip and some red solid colors, and it came out really good. So today I took Chandler to go take Christmas pictures with Santa and the Grinch, and the girl that was taking the picture, she was like, oh my gosh, your nails are so good. And I was like, thank you, I did them myself. And she was like taken aback, like, what you mean you did them yourself? I was like, yeah, I did them myself. I gave myself a fill, I did everything myself. And she's like, can I come to you for you to do mine? And I'm like, sure. Especially because within the cosmetology program, you have to have people that are willing to be your clients, and they come in and you offer them services and stuff like that. That's just a part of like the program. You get credit like that. And so I was like, sure, girl, come in. I'll hook you up. No problem. So she took my information down, and it just felt good to be recognized. Like, when I say, I was literally on the phone with my sister and with my husband, my sweetheart, and I was literally doing my nails the whole time, and it was just like natural for me. And it's so weird because being a tomboy and turning into a girly girl, it's kind of like an eye-opener for me. I feel like I can be so many different things under the sun, and that's why I like this field, because it can just switch up at any moment, and I'm just like, boom, I'm here, a new person. So again, I started school again, and when I did my psychology degree, I was literally taking it online. So I didn't have to worry about like, oh, I have to be here at a certain time. I have to have this many people come in to see me and talk to me and do it. I didn't have to worry about all that stuff. However, with cosmetology, of course, people have to come in and you have to give them services. Like, I've done some really, really, really grimy looking feet, which is fine because I had her looking pristine when she walked out that door. But still, you know, like, it's still, if you have a phobia of feet, do not get into cosmetology. If you have a phobia of like anything when it comes to the body, don't do it. It's not for you. You're not going to like it. You're going to be grossed out the entire time, because I've been shocked. Okay. I have been shocked, and I haven't even seen the worst of it. So now that I'm balancing going to school in person and Chandler going to school, he's in first grade. He's about to be 7 in literally 9 days. His birthday is November 29th. So shout out to my baby. Happy birthday, Chandler. I love you. But yeah, he's about to be 7 years old. He's in first grade, and he is thankfully working within my schedule. Like, my schedule and his schedule are the same schedule. So when I get out of school, he has 30 minutes before he gets out. I can go to his school. He's right down the street from me, and I don't have to stress myself out about something like that. However, let me tell you the shit I've been stressing about. Okay. So about 3 weeks ago, I noticed that there was some water coming up from my basement floor in my washroom. Now I'm thinking the washer is leaking and something's wrong with the pipe and it's not taking the water down, or the AC is leaking and I need to get the AC serviced. So this is my train of thought. It wasn't too much liquid. It wasn't like too crazy. So I wasn't too stressed about it. I was like, I'll just mop it up and call it a day. Well, maybe like 2 days later, I went downstairs to do laundry, because I do laundry twice a week. And I see white paper. And I'm like, is that toilet paper? It dawned on me like, oh my gosh, this is fucking sewage. This is sewage. I was pissed. I called 4 different companies. No one ever got back to me about coming out and like seeing anything. One guy, I finally got a number from my neighbor across the street. I called him. The man told me, I called him on a Tuesday. The man told me, I'm sorry, I can't come out until next Monday. I'm like, fuck, okay, fine. I'll schedule the appointment. Because at this point, this is the only person I've been able to get in contact with. So I scheduled the appointment, and then come Monday, I leave school early, because it's like, he was like, okay, well, around this time. So I'm like, okay, I leave school early, pick Chandler up early. I'm at home waiting. I text the guy. I'm like, hey, I'm home. Like, are you almost here? Or let me know when you're here. This and the other. No response. Maybe like 2 hours later, he texts me like, hey, I'm dealing with a situation on this main street. I'll come after I'm done. I'm like, okay, fine. Just as long as you bring your ass and come. Ciao. He texts me like 3 hours later. Mind you, the sun is going down early now. So the sun is down and it's out. And I'm like, this man is not coming. I'm sitting at the window looking like a lost puppy. Like, somebody come home, please, and help me out. And by this time, my whole basement is fucking flooded. Like, the majority of the water in my basement, it's like in my carpets now. And I'm just like stressed out to the max. And so I'm like, what the hell's going on? He texts me. He's like, I'm so sorry. I'm still trying to figure this out. I'm going to come tomorrow evening for sure. I said, okay, thank you. Because that's all I could say at that point. Like, thanks. Great. The next day, I leave school early, pick Chandler up early. I'm at home. I'm waiting for this man. Waiting. I text him. I call him. He is not answering. I said, oh, this nigga done stood me up. I have never been slipped in my life, but this nigga done stood me up. Do you know he never returned a phone call or a text ever? Ever. Like ever. It's been 3 weeks. He still has yet to respond to a text or a call. Very unprofessional. I am disgusted. So at this point, it's 2 weeks into all this stuff going on in my house. I'm still calling companies. No one's answering. Everyone's like freaking booked up, or it's just like, I don't know what the hell's going on. I just really don't know. So I'm taking Chandler to school and I'm on the phone with my sweetheart and he goes, Mom, they have pipes on their van. Call them. I'm like, I got you. So I call them immediately. They answer. They're like, hi, how are you? What can I do for you? And I'm like, hey, I have this situation. I need someone to come out ASAP. They're like, yeah, we can have someone come out at 1:00. You ain't said nothing but a word. I will be there. So I gave them my address. The guys come out, and it's 2 guys. They come and they like see what's going on. And he goes, oh, now when they hit you with the O, just know that's about to be some O's coming out your pocket. They're about to break your pockets. So I said, what? He has the camera down there. He has the snake down there. I'm like, what is going on? Now he's in my front yard and he's like, it just keeps going down. I'm past 8 feet and it keeps going down. It's supposed to turn by now. Like at 8 feet, it's supposed to turn towards the house. And I'm like, okay, so what does that mean? Like, what are we saying? Are we speaking French? Like, what's going on? Oui. And he goes, your pipes are busted. I said, excuse me? He said, it's busted, so I have to replace it. We're going to have to replace it. I said, how much is that going to be? He said, roughly about $5,000. I said, roughly about what? He said, $5,000. I said, you think I just got $5,000 laying around? If I did, I wouldn't be calling you. I would have been had this taken care of. What are you talking about? So he's like, well, that's a rough estimate. Let me just get like the actual numbers for you really quick. So he calls, does all this information, puts all this information in. And he's like, it's going to be $4,000. I was like, oh. He was like, we take cash, card, credit. I was like, okay. So we end up running our credit for it. Got approved for them to do like a payment situation because, bitch, $4,000. That's not $2.50. That's not $200. That's not $250. That's $4,000. I'm thinking when he said, I'm thinking like, okay, maybe like $400, $600, $800 max. 4,000? No, ma'am. Mind you, I called the home insurance. Now, if y'all live in Colorado, I'm going to just let y'all know now. These motherfucking home insurance companies, they do not cover your plumbing, your sewage. They don't cover it. Why? Pipes freeze. If those pipes freeze, they are responsible for replacing them. They are not going to have that. It costs too much. They ain't doing it. So they not covering that type of stuff. They going to do the regular, your toilet's clogged. We'll send a roto-rooter out there. We'll pay the little thing, little $250, $170 and call it a day. But they are not paying to replace your sewage line. They're not doing it. And this is the main sewage line. So $4,000. I said, oh shit, because I still have to pay for school. I still have to pay $3,000 for school by the end of next month so that I can register for my new classes. So what's going on here? So that was that. Then I'm like, okay, go ahead. So they come out the next day. It's a 3-day process. The first day, they dig it up and they fix what they needed to fix. The second day, they had the inspector come out and inspect everything, and they close up the hole. Looks like they were never there. Third day, they come out and they bring the stuff to actually clear out the pipe. So this is day 3. The guy, his name is Brandon. Brandon comes out. He's like, hey, how are you? I'm like, could be better, but just clear the shit out and so we can be done with each other. Because at this point, every time I see you, you cost me money. And I don't like that. I don't like when a man costs me money. That's just too much for me. So he looks and he's like, oh. And I said, when he said, oh, I said, don't you dare. Don't you dare fix your mouth to say no more O's at my house. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. He goes, there's a problem. I said, what's the problem, Brandon? Y'all was just down there yesterday. What is the problem? He goes, well, this part of the pipe is broken. And it's like, he's showing me on the camera, like the whole bottom of the pipe is gone. It's just shattered, gone, don't exist. He sticks the camera in there further and it's like, you see the blockage, but you can't get to the blockage because it's just a big old disaster down there. I said, Brandon, please. Why didn't y'all tell me this when y'all was down there yesterday? He said, because we were down here, but this is closer to your house. We didn't dig over there. Motherfucker, well, why not? He was like, well, that's not what the bid was for. I'm like, oh my gosh, how much is it, Brandon? So he does his little number stuff with his friend on the phone. They go, $7,700. I said, excuse me? He said, I don't want to be an asshole. I said, it's too late for that. $7,700. I said, oh. Throw the whole house away. Put the shit in the trash. It's done for. I don't even want it no more. He said, I am so sorry. I said, well, Brandon, since you're here, you might as well go in the house and check that line over there in the basement and make sure that that shit ain't broke too. Because if you have to come back out here again and do this again, I'm going to be pissed. So he's like, sure thing. He takes his camera. He comes in the house. He goes to the basement. He runs his thing. I said, don't you say it. He said, oh. I said, no. No. What is it, Brandon? He goes, they use cast iron for your sewage line. I said, cast iron? Like the metal that eventually starts to rust away, that metal? He was like, yeah. He was like, I don't know who would have done that, but they use cast iron in your sewage line. And I see a giant crack in it. I said, oh, okay. So he gets past the crack and he keeps going. He was like, yeah, no, it's a break. It's not even a crack. It's a break. Like the whole bottom piece is like a large, maybe like 2-inch gap. I said, oh shit. I said, how much is it, Brandon? How much is it? He's like, I'm so sorry. So he goes, he does a little number thing again. And I said, I'm about sick of this nigga doing his number thing. Because every time he do his number thing, the numbers don't be adding up for me. Okay. So he goes and does his number thing. And he gets on the phone with his guy. And he goes, listen, I feel really bad because I keep giving her bad news. And they just keep getting worse. So can we do something? I don't care what it is. Because at first the guy was like, yeah, we can have 5 guys out there. They can do this. They can do that. It's going to be $8,000. It's going to be what? $8,000. No. I said, I'm not paying that. No. So he tells the guy, he was like, can we do this with 2 guys? Maybe one to do this, one to do that, blah, blah, blah. And do this within 3 days? The guy says, I mean, we can. He reworks the numbers. You see, I'm pissed off because I can't even talk. He reworks the numbers. He comes back. He says, $6,200. I said, oh my gosh. I said, you can't rework them again. Like, you can't do a little finagling again. Like, if I got to come out here and with my construction hat on, I will dig the shit up my damn self. Just tell me what I got to do and I will do it. Okay. So he's like, well, that's with labor and material. It's $6,200. I said, okay. I said, so $6,200 for the outside, $6,200 for the inside. I just paid you $4,000. I said, Brandon, what more do you want from me? My left kidney. You're stressing me out. He's like, I know, I'm so sorry, but like, that's really the best we could do. And I said, okay, we got to figure it out. I said, well, can you just send me all the information? Just email it to me like you did last time. And I will let you know if I can do it. When I say the level of stress and anxiety that I've been going through skyrocketed when $13,000 almost. Because one was like, about $13,000 almost, because, taxes and stuff. And then I just spent $4,000. $17,000 on pipes that we shit in. I'm pissed. I am livid. I feel helpless. And I'm stressed to the max. And I still have a smile on my face because it's my birthday, so why not smile about it? But the shit ain't funny. It's not funny. And so I am stressed out because I also need to pay for school still. Now, I was doing this thing for school where I was getting a grant that was going to cover like most of my tuition, and then I would just have to pay like $400, and then that'd be that. Great. Phenomenal. Love it. Okay. Well, I still haven't gotten an email saying that I was approved for that grant. And so until I get that email, stress, anger, depression, anxiety is what I'm feeling. But I'm trying to remain positive and saying everything's happening for a reason. Our plumbing is going to shit, but it's happening for a reason. Maybe it was time for it to be replaced. Maybe the people that sold us the house knew some shit was going down, and they were like, oh, no. It's going to cost too much to replace it. So we're just going to sell this bitch and then let them replace it. And then we're going to try to buy it back. Because they did try to buy the house back a few months after we bought it. Almost a year. I think it was maybe like 9 months after we bought the house. They were trying to buy it back. That's another story though. So I am going through a lot. And 28 has taught me that don't hold your breath. Don't hold your breath, because if you do, you're going to pass out. There's so much shit going on in life. Every day is a new something. Every day is a new something, a new expense. I'm just like, everything is so expensive. Just to breathe is so expensive. And in my mind, I'm thinking like, did I ask my mama to be here? Did I ask my daddy that I wanted to be here? Like, did I tell him like, hey, pick me, I want to be here? No. I feel like y'all need to take care of me for the rest of my life, because I did not ask to be here. Y'all wanted me here. Why I gotta pay for y'all humping? I don't understand. Like, who said this was acceptable? It's stress and anxiety. I'm just over it. I'm over it. On the other hand, though, I'm killing it at school. Like, killing it. I'm getting A's. I'm getting appointments. People are coming and they're like, hey, I want this, I want that. And I'm like, I got you. And we getting them through there. And I feel very confident in my skills and my ability to perform the things that I've learned. But it's just so much when I leave my place of school and I come home and I have to deal with this shit. So right now, I am looking for a second opinion on how much this should have cost, and if we can figure out a way to do it for much cheaper, because $13,450.28 is just not the bid that I wanted to spend on my house right now. Like, that's just not, I feel like if I'm gonna spend that, it's gonna be on a kitchen. It's gonna be on a bathroom renovation, not on plumbing, on shit I can't even see. So, 28 has been rough. There's been a lot of stuff going on, not just with school, not just with the house, just with me emotionally, mentally. Sometimes I feel like I'm not where I need to be. Sometimes I feel like, damn, bitch, you're about to be 30 and you still ain't got your shit together. Like, or you about to be 30. Like, why isn't your business like blossoming the way you want it to blossom, or like has as much traction as I would want it to? But at the same time, I have to remember that I've accomplished a lot in 29 years, really. I've accomplished a lot. I've launched a business. I've launched a podcast. I've owned a home. I've owned a car. I have a son. Like, I'm about to have 2 college degrees. Like, I am not just sitting on my ass doing nothing. I'm not. I am flourishing and I'm doing things that I love to do and I want to do and I see myself doing for extended periods of time. And I am coming to the realization that life is lifing, but I'm a life back. Okay. I'm going to make sure that although life is lifing, that I am right along with it, thriving and surviving and making sure that I'm not only like making myself happy, but making those around me happy too. Because my main priority has always been to make sure that my son is taken care of. My son is happy. He is healthy. He goes without wanting. And I have been able to do that. And his father has been able to do that. And we have been able to do it together. And I'm very, very blessed and grateful that I have been able to do that. And then on another note, so Chandler has never really had like a birthday party where friends and family come over or his friends from school come over and all that stuff. And we just like thug it out and have a good time. I've never given him that just because like with moving and his dad being in the military, it's just like a lot. And sometimes we're not in California where our family is, or sometimes, you know, he wasn't in school like that. So now he's in school, he has classmates and stuff. And so now, before I found out about all of this, I planned a birthday party for him. I'm going to take him to this little jump spot and he's going to have a good time. He's Pokemon themed and we're just going to live it up, you know, which is great. But it's really hard to enjoy yourself and enjoy spending quality time when life is beating your ass into the ground and then some. Like, I feel like I am below water level at this point and I'm trying to get to the top just so I can tread. But I will say shout out to my mom. She really is like 1000% an angel on earth. She has I don't even want to get emotional, y'all. I don't want to get emotional, but she has really like, I'm so thankful for my mom because I have a lot of friends who have shitty ass parents, but specifically shitty ass moms. Like when I say they have shitty ass moms, like they know that their mom ain't doing shit, ain't working, ain't doing nothing, but will not help watch the kids, or not saying that that's their responsibility, but won't help do stuff because they just want to be an asshole about it. And I don't have that kind of parent. My mom is like, give me my grandbabies. Like, I can literally call my mom right now, like, Mom, I need help. And that's exactly what I did. And she was like, boom, here you go. Let's figure it out. We gotta get it together. Like, come on, we're gonna work it out. And she has always, like, my whole life, she's been like that. She has not only been like that with me, she has been like that with all of her kids. She has been like that with her family. Like, she is the rock. Like, I'm the rock for my friends. My mom is a rock for her family. And she does not play when it comes to us. Like, there is no games played. She don't care what she got to do, bend over backwards. She does not care. She's going to figure it out. And you really cannot beat having a parent like that, especially because everyone is not as blessed. And so I just want to say, although it's my birthday and I want to come and talk to you guys about like what I've been going through, and I also want to talk to you guys about what 29 has in store for me, because I feel like it's about to be major, especially because all the shit that I'm going through right now. I just want to say shout out to my mama. Like, she really is loyal to the soil. She's 100%. And I don't think that I would have made it as sanely as I am this far without her. Like, that, there's no questions asked. Like, people that have moms like I have, or have moms who are always willing to bend over backwards, and then like they no longer, like their mom's passed or whatever the situation is, and they no longer have that. Like, my heart goes out to you, because I would not only lose my shit, but just lose myself probably if I was in that situation. So I'm praying for good health for my mom, for my whole family, for myself. And, my mom really she is an angel on earth. Like, God knew what he was doing when he gave me her for a mama. Because if I had some of these other mamas, child, they would have had me in the loony bin, okay? Loony bin. So that's what's been going on. For 29, though, I feel like so much is going to change. This time next year, I will be graduating with my cosmetology license, and I'm super excited to just get there because, child, come on now. I need to get there, okay? Just get there. And I feel like once I do that and I go back and I get my barbering license, like, I'm about to be killing the game, because I don't only want to get my cosmetology license, I also want to get my barbering license so that I can cut hair, because I want to be able to be the first person to give Chandler his first haircut. Like, when I cut his long hair off and I give him like a curly fade, like, I want to be the one to do that. And this is coming up just in time, because I did tell him by the time he turns 10, if at 10 years old he wants to cut his hair, then we will be cutting his hair on his 10th birthday. So, which, I don't want to get emotional, but it's just so crazy because he's about to be 7. Like, where did the time go? Where did the time go? So I'm like super excited just to see like how he's growing and flourishing. And he's just like, Mom, like, you're already 29, you're about to be 30. And I'm like, I know, don't remind me. Like, it's crazy to think that your kids, you don't realize how old you are and how much time flies until you have children. And then you look and you're like, damn, you sure you about to be 7? I felt like I just had you yesterday. And I feel like now I'm really starting to feel like time is of the essence, and time is just flying by. Like, my son is about to be 7 years old. Like, that shit is crazy to me. I'm 29. This is my last year in my 20s, and then I'll be 30, and I'm just like, oh dear God, please let this be the last of the struggle for a while, because your girl needs a little break. Okay, I need a little bit of a break, but you know, I feel like 29 is going to be good. I'm going to have my license. I'm going to be like thriving and surviving and flourishing, and my business is going to go well. If you guys did not know, I have a business. It's a cosmetic company where I handmade cosmetics, all vegan, organic products. I have lashes, I have lip products, and I have a giant sale going on right now. It ends December 1st. So if you do not or have not already, check out my sale at Gentle Beauty at www.gentlebeautyibg.com and copy you some stuff. Okay, your girl needs it. Okay, I'm struggling. I gotta pay for school, and this is how, at least y'all not, I don't have a GoFundMe. Okay, I don't have a GoFundMe. You guys are getting something for your money. You're getting something in return, which is products. Great products. You'll love them. I just did a reformulation for my lipsticks. Oh, when I say like butter, so fire, so bomb, love them. And I'm coming up with these formulations by myself. So, you know, it's trial and error, but I'm doing it, and I'm really happy, and I'm so proud of myself. I can't believe I've had my podcast for a year now. I know some weeks I stopped, or I didn't stop recording, but I stopped uploading only because a lot of stuff was going on behind the scenes, like graduation and traveling, and then a whole bunch of other stuff. And eventually I do want to have my mom on, and we can have a conversation, and you guys can get to know her, because I feel like knowing my mom is really a blessing for you. Like, she's really, really dope. I talked a little bit about her in the video that I filmed for this look that I'm wearing, for those of you guys watching YouTube. But yeah, so I am looking forward to year 29. I'm looking forward to the beauty that I'm going to experience, the amount of growth I've experienced this last year alone. I know it's about to triple for the next year coming up. I'm looking forward to stepping out on faith and making sure that I am grounding myself and remaining conscious and familiar with those around me, but also remaining humble and remaining hardworking and being open and honest with everyone. As far as my podcast is concerned, I am really looking forward to growing my audience, to touching on topics from my childhood. There's certain things that I've been wanting to talk about, and for a while I've been kind of hesitant to talk about it, only because of the other people involved. However, I feel like now's the time. I've had conversations with people before, and when they heard my story, they were like, damn, and you still have a smile on your face. And I'm like, yeah, I do. I'm still thugging it out, and we're going to keep thugging it out. So I really look forward to the next season of my podcast and really just thriving. And of course, Bali wants to jump up for those of you guys watching on YouTube. But I look forward to really growing and getting to know myself more. I feel like I've learned more about myself during my whole podcast experience than I have just having like casual conversations with other people. It forced me to get out of my comfort zone of just like speaking in a smaller circle. I'm now worldwide. Like, people in India, in Pakistan, like all over the world listen to my podcast. And I just want to say thank y'all. Like, I really appreciate it. People in Belize, like my family in Belize, listens to my podcast. Thank you so much. Like, I really do appreciate it. And I just want to continue to grow the, Be Gentle podcast family. I don't know what you guys want me to call you, the Gentle Giants. I feel like Gentle Giants is a good one because we are gentle, but we tackle some tough conversations and it's necessary. And I feel like, why not? Why not? Like, what's the hesitation of tackling giant topics? Like, we have so many people that talk about all the like happy-go-lucky shit, but what about the serious stuff, like mental health? There's so many people that are struggling with mental health right now. And every day I get on Instagram and I see on the shade room somebody done committed suicide, somebody done shot up a school, and I'm just like, for what? Like, fuck, for what? So I feel like if there was a mental health situation and we could actually help each other with that, I'm not saying everybody would be saved, but a lot more people would be. So that is my plan for this podcast for the next season. And I really hope, really hope that you guys stick it out with me. Share, tell your family, tell your friends. I talk about crazy topics. I talk about fun topics. I talk about things that don't necessarily have to do with me per se, but it's things that I've experienced via other friends or family, or even just like, I've talked about some stuff that I've read on Twitter that was just like, what the fuck? And you guys really like those episodes. So I'm going to keep on keeping on, and I'm going to keep on striving to bring you guys great quality and great conversations. I want you guys to definitely check out the conversations that I have. I have always posted questions for each podcast for you guys to have conversations in the comments, and I would love to comment back with you guys and for us to have those conversations as well, because I think it's necessary. And being open and honest with our dialect about how we feel and about what we're going through in life, even if it's just like, girl, I don't feel like it today, or I woke up today and I was like, all I want to do is sleep, but I can't because I'm a parent and I have to do X, Y, and Z, and my baby won't stop crying, and I don't feel like eating, but I need to breastfeed. Like, even those type of topics, I want to cover it all. I want to cover the, oh my gosh, I'm losing hair and he's a man. Like, my hairline's receding and I feel like my self-confidence is going down and I don't know if any woman is going to want me because I'm bald-headed. I want to tackle those conversations too. So if you guys have any comments or questions that you guys want to, or topics that you guys want to tackle, definitely make sure you check out my website at Iphanniebgentle.com, where you guys can send in suggestions. Or next season, I definitely want to have more guests. I know I had my sweetheart this season. Next season, I want to have more guests. Or actually, last season I had my sweetheart on. This season, I want to have more guests. I want to talk about different things, like from single mothers to same-sex marriages or relationships to like drug problems, like all of it. I want to tackle it all, and I feel like we can really go somewhere with this. So thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. I can't believe we've hit a year and we've been successful, and I want to keep on striving and doing much better than the last, because the goal is to elevate every single time. And I love you guys. Like, I really do. You guys have helped me see myself a lot more and have really been like a way to release some of the stuff that I've been going through. And I appreciate all of you guys for doing that for me. Even if you're just listening, like, I appreciate it so much, because I feel like you guys are my little friends, like my little homies, and we can talk about all types of stuff. We can laugh and we can cry together. Try not to cry, but we can cry and laugh together and really just get to know one another and be a community for each other, because sometimes we don't have that community at home, and sometimes the only community that we have are with our friends via internet. So that is all for this episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for all the support, and continue to support. Make sure you tell your friends to tune into this upcoming season, and they can also go back and watch them old ones too. They can watch the old season because they're still relevant. And yeah, that is it for this episode, and that is it for year number 1. Let's keep on going. I love you guys so much, and I can't wait to see you guys grow in light, in love, in prosperity, and grow in mental health, so that you guys are not struggling and I'm not struggling as much as we were before. So that is the plan, and I will see you guys in my next podcast. Besitos.